Hello, everybody. Quarterfinals for Master Ball here. Facing Peter, who we faced in week 4, and we got the better of last time, which is why I picked him again this time. Usually I don't like matchups, but I think I actually have a pretty good one here. Since we played last, Clodsire was dropped for Ursaluna, and I think something else changed, but I don't remember. Let me check. Apparently there was a Tauros on the team last time, which I don't even remember, but that's what the trade log says. Um, so yeah, Claude got dropped and Tauros for an Ursaluna, so they have a better normal type now, which is not great for Spectre. And I don't really switch into this thing either, so it's going to be scary. But they also lost Claude, which was, I thought, pretty good into me. Um, like perfect wall into Keldeo pretty much with Water Absorb. But now that they don't have that, I think like Specs Keldeo is a little bit better here. If they're like Fizz-Def Mola, Hydro Pump does a lot of damage. Um, if they're like Fizz-Def Sinistra, I should be 2-KOing after rocks, that sort of thing. I do think Sinistra is going to show up this time because my opponent mentioned last time how they thought Keldeo wouldn't even show up because of Sinistra, but I brought it anyways and it did a lot of work. So I think we're going to see a Sinistra. Um, and I think Scarf Chi is so good into me. I don't see a world where my opponent does not bring it, so I really want to prioritize getting up rocks because after a turn of rocks, maybe 2, should be dying to Vacuum Wave from Keldeo. Dragalge is also fantastic into my opponent. They lost like one of their only Sludge Bomb switch-ins in Clodsire. So like just clicking Adaptability Sludge Bomb into this team is very strong. Copperage is really the only switch in, and they did bring it last time, although I don't think it's going to show up this time. I think they'll want Sinistra over it. And also Draco is just great. Sylveon is the only immunity, and it doesn't like taking Sludge Bombs. It's also kind of hard for my opponent to kill Dragalge in one hit. It's pretty much guaranteed to get a hit off. And I can run quite a bit of speed to be faster than like Mola and Sylveon and Ursaluna and all these slower mons, assuming they're not running speed for me, which I don't think they will. Spectre, now there's no Clodsire, but there's a better normal type. I'm not bringing Specs anymore. I brought Specs last time. Let's just look at the team, shall we? Specs Keldeo, pretty standard set. Max speed. Um, it's enough speed for Chi-Yu and a little bit extra in case they run Scarf or Saluna Bloodmoon, which I don't think they will, but in case they are that, I'm faster. Um, Spectre, I brought Spell Tag, Shadow Ball plus Hex. I brought T-Spikes because they drop their grounded poison. And so Hex will be very strong there. I brought Modest. I'm really slow. Last time I was faster than Iron Boulder, which I don't think they brought last time. I can't remember. But even if they do bring that, I think I have answers for it. And they don't kill me in one shot and I kill them. So I'm not too worried about it. And also they could just be booster speed anyways to be faster than me. So Modest should be doing a lot of damage. Got quite a bit of bulk, just enough speed for Chi-Yu, even though it's probably going to be Scarf. I have Drainicus as a move to hit Ursaluna with to heal back. Some good health. I could have brought Psychic to have a stronger move, but I thought Drainicus to try and stay healthy would be nicer, even though it hits nothing super effectively here. And then Calm Mind. I thought maybe Sub, maybe Taunt, but I ended up with Calm Mind. So if I get a Calm Mind, maybe 2, then I can live a Chi-Yu hit. That's Spectre. Dragalge. I was red card last time. It didn't work, so I'm not trying it this time either. I'm just max special attack modest with a lot of speed. I'll be faster than max speed adamant Avalugg if they bring that, if they're like a lead set. Because I do plan on leading Dragalge. So I should be faster than this thing on lead and flip turn out to break their sturdy. Hoping they're not leftovers because they will just get back to their sturdy with that. Faster than Ursaluna and defensive Sylveon and Mola as well, which is nice. And a little bit of bulk. I'm Shucka to help me live a hit from Ursaluna. If I lead into that thing, I can just trade, and I would totally take that trade because then their Shadow Ball resist is Chi-Yu, and any chip on that thing is great to put it in range of Vacuum Wave. Next up, very similar set to what I brought last time on Iron Crown. I did bring AV last time, but I had Future Sight, which helped with Claude. But this time around, I brought Tachyon, just because it's a bit stronger into Ursaluna, and having that move will be nice instead of just Heavy Slam. Because I have Heavy Slam for like Calm Mind Sylveon, which I think is really scary into me. But Tachyon, which to be honest is probably doing enough damage anyways. Tachyon also just helps with Ursaluna and Iron Boulder. And Volt Switch to pivot around. Next up, Iron Leaves. Very similar set to last time. I'm running a little bit more speed. Again, just for Scarf Ursaluna randomly. And the same exact moves. Swords Dance, Leaf Blade, Psyblade, Close Combat. Hits the team really hard. And so I switched to Terra Fairy instead of um, Terra Electric like last time. I had Terra Electric for Zapdos so I can set up on it. But I switched to Terra Fairy because Scarf Regidrago is really good into me. I think Iron Crown is pressured a little bit more with Ursaluna here. So having a backup switch in to Regidrago I think will be pretty nice. And then last up, Lando. I brought Swords Dance last time. I brought the same exact EVs because this is enough attack to 2-hit KO defensive Zapdos with Stone Edge. Then Earthquake. I really want rocks up here for Chiyu. And even like Sinistra. And then you turn around. So that's the team. Same 6 as last time. Generally similar sets, but with a couple changes. What do I expect to see? Chiyu for sure. Zapdos, probably. It's their best ground switch and it's their best Lando switch in. I think like Swords Dance or Nasty Plot Lando is very good into them if they don't bring Zapdos to help out, to at least Hurricane Chip. Iron Boulder didn't show up last time. I think it could show up this time. Mola probably, Ursaluna probably, and then either Regidrago or Sinistcha, or both, and no Iron Boulder. So we see a Sinistcha, we see an Avalugg again, which I didn't think would show up. It did show up last time, but it is really necessary for Iron Leaves, who does destroy their team otherwise. So like look at Booster Speed, Swords Dance into their team. It beats the whole thing with Terra Electric. So Avalugg does make sense. We see no Boulder, not surprising. No Sylveon's nice. It helps free up Iron Crown a little bit here. I am going to lead Dragalge as planned. If I lead into Avalugg, it's like the least ideal lead because I can just Draco anything else really. But I can be faster, just flip turn out into Keldeo or Spectre and Oko them. So we do lead into Avalugg. Not ideal if they're max speed, jolly, and are faster and maybe kill me here with Mountain Gale. Really bad, but I don't think they're going to beat that set. They Terra Ghost in front of me, that's fine, and I flip turn out. I go Keldeo here. As the Ice Spinner, that's fine. And are they leftovers? They're not, which means I can Hydro Pump to kill them, or more likely force the switch into Sinistcha. If they are max defense, max HP, I'm pretty sure this Hydro Pump is a roll to kill, or 2-hit KO. I crit, and it does about that much. They are either AV or absolute max PDF. So I switch out back to Dragalge here. They reveal Strength Sap, so they are just max PDF, which is fine. This turn, I think I click T-Spike, right? Or do I click Sledge Bomb? I do click Sledge Bomb, okay. No poison. Would have liked a little extra chip on this thing. But I'll get a T-Spike up this turn because they can't really do much to me. They flip turn out, that's fine. And then comes Ursaluna, which I'm totally fine with. I'm probably faster than this thing unless they're running a lot of speed. And even if they are running a lot of speed, they can't quite kill me. I think Blood Moon's a roll if they're just leftovers. If they're Life Orb, they will kill me. And then Earth Power should not be killing because I'm Shuka. So I'm just going to click Draco here. If they're max HP, it's a roll to kill now that they've taken poison. Had they not taken that poison, max HP would have lived. I'm going to click Draco. I'm faster and I hit and I kill. That is very good for Spectre. Clicking Shadow Ball is very free into the team now. And I think if I was Scarf Shadow Ball, I might have won pretty soon, depending on this Mola set. But I'm not. And that's assuming Scarf Chiyu. Zapdos comes in, which was very surprising to me because I don't think they beat me. I can just Sludge Bomb forever and poison them, which I'm going to do. I am -2 special attack, but I'm okay with that. So they Heat Wave. predicting a switch to Iron Crown, I guess. But I'm just going to stay in and try to poison them. My Sludge Bomb 26 tells me they're max HP. They Hurricane. I Sludge Bomb. Still no poison. They probably want to roost here, so I Sludge Bomb again. Really hoping for a poison here. Don't get it after 3 Sludge Bombs. Hoping to dodge a Hurricane here, I don't. So a little unfortunate. I crit Sinistcha, which didn't matter at all, really. And then I hit my Draco, and I killed Ursaluna, which is nice. And they ended up being max HP, so that was a roll in my favor. But we'll take it. No poison on the Zapdos makes this kind of awkward to switch in on, though, because nothing kills it except Specs Hydro Pump, and Specs Hydro Pump makes no progress in this game. They just go back to Sinistcha. Especially if they're boots, I'm making no progress. Um, and depending on what this Mola is, also probably no progress happening there. So I don't want to click Specs Hydro Pump. Had I poisoned this thing, I could have just killed it with Hex from Spectre. Shadow Ball does not quite kill from where it is, seeing as they're max HP. Stone Edge won't kill, unless they're not Fizz Def. If they're fast, then maybe Stone Edge could kill, but I don't know their set quite yet. Iron Leaves, I'm not Terra Electric, so I can't go into that. I would have loved to have Terra Electric here. I could have just gone Terra Electric Swords Dance, and then Avalug's rolled to a KO with Leaf Blade. And if I was Throat Chop especially, it would be better. Or Night Slash. I don't remember if it actually gets Throat Chop, but it definitely gets Night Slash. So I would have liked to go Iron Leaves if I was Terra Electric. I thought about bluffing it here, but I thought that's probably not the better play. I'm just going to go Iron Crown. There's no Sylveon, there's no Regidrago. This thing doesn't need its health as badly. It's nice to like 1v1 Sinistcha with Psychic Noise. I live a hit from Chi-Yu and can Volt Switch. I don't have Focus Blast, so it resists my Dual Stab, but at least I can live a hit and Volt Switch on it. But I'm just going to use my health on this thing. And I think I just go for Psychic Noise here, right? Yeah, Heat Wave's not doing any damage to me. Psychic Noise, which gets them nice and low. And now I'm going to Volt Switch. They're forced to stay at 35% here, so I can Volt Switch. And if they stay in, I know they're faster than me, first of all. So it tells me they have quite a bit of speed. Or at least some speed. And I can just kill them with Spectre after, which is nice. So I Volt Switch, but they also Volt Switch, which I'm okay with. I'm now in range of Chi-Yu, which is unfortunate. But Aloe comes in, and I crit them, which is nice. Did 33%, which tells me they're max with FAV. So they have a lot of SPDF on their team. Mola plus Sinistcha. Keldio's pretty much jobless here, except for Vacuum Waving on Chi-Yu. It can't 2-hit KO Sinistcha or Mola, even with the poison here. So I Volt Switch out into Iron Leaves, figuring they can't do much to me. I go for a Swords Dance here, expecting Avalugg to come in. I can Terra here to no longer be weak to Ice Spinner. And Leaf Blade's going to be a roll to 2-hit KO, that's assuming no crit. If they're Iron Defense, I can still crit through that with Leaf Blade, hopefully. And I resist Body Press, so I think this is actually decent for me here. I Terra Fairy. Leaf Blade does 47, just under half. They Terra Blast, does quite a bit of damage. And I can just Leaf Blade again. Do I get the roll? I do. That's fantastic. So despite all the Sludge Bomb, not misses, but no poisons on Zapdos, that roll is very nice to get. It lets me have Iron Leaves healthy, which means I can maybe set up later on Mola. Because this thing is still a threat. I'm probably going to be forced out by Scarf Chi-Yu here, I'm expecting. But I can save this. Had I gotten those Sludge Bombs, I would have had a full health Iron Crown, which would have been nice. But this road also works decently. And then in comes Chi-Yu. I thought about just staying in and seeing, okay, is this thing actually Choice Scarf? But let's be honest, it is. I think you would definitely go Sinistcha here if you weren't Choice Scarf, because this dies. Zapdos dies, Mola dies, Sinistcha, Night Slash probably kills if I have it. I don't. Although if I was Booster Speed, I would not have killed that Avalugg. So I think Booster Attack was the right play. I'm going to switch out into Keldeo here. Keldeo is my one-time switch into Chi-Yu, so that's who I go into. I thought about breaking Assault Vest, but then I realized Choice Specs just does a lot of damage to the team. So I bring in Keldeo, they overheat. And I figured they probably don't want to take a vacuum wave here. I don't think taking a vacuum wave and then, because they know I'm specs first of all, so they know I'm doing like 60 to 70% with vacuum wave, which means you're dying to poison in a few turns, unless you can wish this thing healthy, which you can't because you're assault vest. So Chiyu, which is your win con here really, because Sinistra can't win the game when I have full health Spectre and Iron Crown alive still. Like it does probably beat Iron Leaves, Lando and Keldeo, but as long as I play smart with Spectre and Iron Crown, I should not be losing to Sinistra. And then AV Mola is not making enough progress into my team really. Uh, Even like Keldeo can just 1v1 it. Maybe not, play rough probably does too much. And then Zapdos at 35%. Uh, Spectre is doing too much damage too. And it can't kill Iron Crown. I can Psychic Noise again. So I don't think, all this to say, I don't think they're sacking Chiyu. So I flip turn. If they do kill me here, they're -4 overheat, and I can start calm mining with Spectre and maybe win the game from there. Or I can get up my rocks with Lando, which seeing as this thing is Choice Scarf, taking rocks is pretty bad for it, puts it in range of Vacuum Wave after a round of poison, which there's the round of poison. In comes Mola as I flip turn. Glad to not see Zapdos switch in there. So two of didn't want to get static, of course. I bring in Lando because I want rocks up. Once rocks go up, I can always vacuum wave to kill this Chiyu. And rocks is also just nice to have Mola come in at 88 instead of 100. I'm assuming they're boots Zapdos, but and also we don't know if Sinistra is boots or not yet. But I think we're about to figure out. Mola flip turns out. In comes Zapdos, which is fine. Uh, if they're max Fizz Def, which they're not, I kind of didn't realize in the moment that they have speed because they were faster than my Iron Crown. Um, but Stone Edge would still kill them. They're probably faster than me, but I'll live a Hurricane and kill them with Stone Edge. Now, if they were faster and had roofed it here, they would have ended with a little more health, but I think I still would have been okay. So I kill Zapdos. My Stone Edge hits, which is very nice, and then Mola comes in. I figure I'll save Lando as a sack, so I U-turn out into Iron Leaves as they flip turn out and go into Sinistra. This thing cannot kill me. They are boots. And then max SPDA. I can Swords Dance on this thing. They Shadow Ball, this will not kill me because they're max SPDA. They have no special attack investment. If I had Night Slash, it would be great here. I don't. I don't kill them. So if I just Side Blade them, which is my strongest move, it's gonna do 70%, and then they Strength Sap all their health back, and then I do less the next turn. It gets me into a really bad spot of this thing staying at full and my Iron Leaf's doing nothing. So I Swords Dance again here, expecting them to click Strength Sap. If they just kill me, that's okay. I can just go Spectre after. Or even Iron Crown and click Psychic Noise. They actually switch out, expecting Night Slash, I guess. And Mola comes in as I Swords Dance again. And then this thing will die to Leaf Blade. They don't really switch into this Pokemon anymore. Chiyu comes in, takes rocks. And I think, do I sack Lando at this point or do I sack this? I forget. I sack this, yeah. They lock themselves into Dark Pulse. I can bring in Keldeo here to Vacuum Wave. But I don't Vacuum Wave here. I make a call and say, this Sinistra cannot win the game. If they sack Chiyu here, this will not beat Spectre plus Iron Crown. So they need to go into Sinistra this turn. So I double out instead of clicking Vacuum Wave into this Sinistra. If I Vacuum Waved into the Sinistra, I would have had to probably sack Lando and then go into Iron Crown or Spectre. So I think I would have been okay still. And maybe that wasn't a necessary play, looking back. Did I have to do all that? If I Vacuum Wave into Sinistra, like, if they're Calm Mind, it could get really ugly. Like Max F Calm Mind. I don't think they're going to be, but they could be, I guess. Yeah, you know what, I stand by my play. Calm Mind Sinistra, which I was not considering at this point, to be honest. I didn't think they were Calm Mind. Um, Could have been ugly. So I stand by my play of doubling out. Um, and then in comes this thing, I Psychic Noise to keep them low. I think Shadow Ball, or maybe it was Hex, it's a roll to kill this thing. I Tachyon in case they switched into Chiyu there. Keep it low, so that Spectre definitely kills this thing. I'll take any opportunity I can to get a kill with Spectre, so I do. In comes Chiyu. I really wish I was Scarf here. Would have just killed him here. But I switched to Lando. I sack Lando. I'd rather sack Lando than have my two goats die. So Lando sack here, and then I just kill him with Vacuum Wave. That's quarterfinals. Bit of a closer game than last time. Lando set was probably bad. Uh, Sinistron just walls it forever. I thought about bringing Nasty Plot or Swords Dance, but I really wanted Stealth Rocks to help out against Chiyu here. Chiyu is really the only threat on the team once Ursaluna died so early, so I had to play around it pretty carefully, seeing as my team does not have great dark resistance. But I think I played pretty well. I'm generally happy with the team I brought. Scarf Spectre definitely would have been better, but it was hard to bring Scarf Spectre or even Specs into Ursaluna, because if I lock myself into a ghost move and then that thing starts calm minding, it gets pretty ugly. Although Keldeo should always be able to live a vacuum wave and kill them, but still. Trigalgy was great. Got up a T-Spike and Dracoed to kill the Ursaluna, which was great. I just said great, like, twice. AV Crown, good, as always. Iron Leaves was fantastic. Getting the roll on Avalugg was good. And then Lando was Lando. So, the horses make it to semifinals. We're facing Mega Mando, who have not played in probably 8 months. We played when we were both back in Ultra Ball. Should be a fun game. GG's to Peter. Always a blast. That's 2 times in a row, 2 seasons in a row that I've kicked him out of quarterfinals. Feel kind of bad. But I didn't like any of my matchups into anybody else. I could have picked Maki, a rematch against the Dragon team. I could have picked Urdiassel, which was a very close game, or Club Say Sharp, who I did not play in the regular season, but they have Iron Valiant back Excalibur, which is pretty scary. And Iron Valiant especially kind of destroys me, I feel like. So I didn't pick him. So I picked the rematch against Peter, and turned out to be the right call, I think. This was also my 100th draft game, so 101's coming up next week. It'll be semifinals. Glad to have won my 100th draft game. Would have sucked to lose. Semifinals next week. I've been rambling enough. See you next week. Bye bye.